This is where cavities get treated, but the real battle begins long before you ever sit in this chair. Let me show you how your favorite snacks and drinks can cause cavities. Your mouth is home to billions of bacteria, especially species like Streptococcus mutans. When you eat sugar, these bacteria feast. Like humans, these microorganisms also love sugar and use it as a building block and energy source. As they consume it through a process called anaerobic glycolysis, they break down glucose into lactic acid, their byproduct. The mutant Streptococci are resistant to this acid, but unfortunately, our teeth are not. The tooth has 3 layers: the enamel, dentin, and pulp. Although the outer layer of our teeth, the enamel, is the strongest substance in the body, it is no match for this harmful acid. That lactic acid drops the pH in our mouths. Normally, our saliva keeps your mouth near neutral, a pH of about 7. But when the pH dips below 5.5, it reaches the critical point where enamel starts to dissolve. Your enamel structure is made from a crystalline calcium phosphate called hydroxyapatite. This structure is held together by ionic bonds between calcium, phosphate, and hydroxide ions. When the pH drops, lactic acid produces hydrogen plus ions, which are extremely reactive and attracted to negative ions. They bind to the hydroxide and phosphate in the enamel, converting OH negative into water and protonating the phosphate. Once those groups are neutralized, the crystal lattice breaks, calcium ions are released, and phosphate dissolves into saliva. As more ions leave, the enamel turns soft, porous, and eventually collapses. Early on, your saliva does help by washing away that acid. It is supersaturated with calcium and phosphate, helping to remineralize your teeth between acid attacks. But if you keep sipping on soda and snacking on sweets, the repeated exposure and low pH happen too often for repair to keep up. Once the enamel has collapsed enough, the bacteria invades the softer dentin beneath, where the critical pH is even higher, about 6.2. This is when a visible cavity forms. And if it reaches even further into the pulp chamber where nerves and blood vessels lie, the pain will be even more severe. Luckily, there's a way to stop this reaction. Brushing can help disrupt plaque and remove sugars before bacteria can grow any further. And fluoride toothpaste helps to strengthen the enamel by forming fluorapatite, a tougher version of the mineral that resists acid attacks, even at lower pH levels. So the next time you reach for a sugary snack, remember that your mouth is full of tiny chemical reactions, and knowing that science can help protect your smile.